Search It Up with Sienna Spotlight, where I chat with fun, creative, and talented people in and around pop culture. On today's episode, I'm going to be speaking with the founder of Duck Donuts, Russ DiGilio. If you haven't tried a duck donut yet, you better, because they're amazing and delicious. And to me, they're really addicting. I can't stop eating them, which may seem like a bad thing, but in this case, it's really good. And they're made to order, so you can pick your frosting, your topping, your drizzle, and they still come out delicious. It's so fun that you get to customize them, or you can have one of their featured ones, and it's still good. And now, without further ado, here's my interview with Russ DiGilio. Why did you decide to start a donut business? Were you always a big donut fan?
I like donuts, but it was kind of a time we were in the Outer. Are you familiar with the Outer Banks, North Carolina? That's where everything started. But I had a vacation home down there, and we were reminiscing, my family and I, about when we were younger. We used to go to the boardwalks in New Jersey, where they had funnel cake and fried donuts, and people are relaxed on vacation, and there were lines, and people just couldn't wait to eat them. And in the Outer Banks at that time, this is 2005, there were no donut shops at all. And I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I've had several different businesses. I had a big healthcare business at that time, and I thought, you know what, for fun, why don't we see if we can make a go of this? So we kind of came up with our own idea on how donuts should be made, and for people who are vacationing. And it took a couple of years. In 2007, we opened our first two shops in Duck, North Carolina. That's thus the name Duck Donuts, and Kitty Hawk. And that's where the Wright brothers tested the first plane. Go back to your school. But anyway, we struggled for the first couple of years because people didn't know who we are, what we were doing. But the third year really kind of kicked in, and we broke even financially, and that told me that this was going to take off. So I did another one the next year, and then another one, and by then it was just going gangbusters. And eventually people started saying, hey, we hate waiting a whole year to go to the Outer Banks to get your donuts. Would you franchise? And I just resisted. I already had a business going, and I didn't want to start a whole new large business. But the requests became so overwhelming. I thought I would kick myself if I didn't try it.
Yeah.
And I did. And in 2013, we opened our very first franchise in Virginia. So, and then from there, that was in 2013. So fast forward to today, we have well over 100, and we're on our way to.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I agree, like what you said, how it kicked off, because a lot of people that I talk to Duck Donuts about, they all know it, and if they haven't known it, the minute after they taste the donut, they love it, and that's pretty much how I became to love it too.
Yeah, word of mouth, that's your best seller. It's been great.
Whenever I see people ordering or offer donuts, they get so happy. What do you think it is about donuts that is so appealing?
It's simple food. It tastes good, and I think what kind of puts a smile on people's faces in our stores is that we don't do anything behind closed doors. It's all right there before your eyes, and we customize them exactly the way you want them. So, sometimes in the beginning, people will come in our stores and say, well, where are the donuts? Well, we're going to make them for you. And that was an eye opener. And then some people would say, well, I only like yeast donuts. I don't really like cake donuts. And we say, well, try these. And I remember this very clearly in Duck. That happened one time, and a woman took some donuts, left. Honest, 5 minutes later, she came back. These are the best donuts I ever had. So, and she was the person that didn't like them. She thought she just liked yeast. So I just think we have a really great recipe, and I think the whole experience really adds to that. And what we're after is great customer service, so people want to come back.
Yeah, definitely. And why a made-to-order donut store versus a regular donut shop?
Well, I think for what I just said, I just think that people like customization these days, and you can't get any fresher than made right before your eyes. So I think that it gives us a great advantage over donuts that are sitting in the case and you don't know for how long. And
yeah, definitely.
So I think that's our niche in this market, and we play it up.
Yeah, I love to see how when I go to Duck Donuts, how like it's like mirrored, but like you could see like what they're doing, like all the different
Right.
types of frostings and like the toppings they put on. It's really cool. I think that's one of my favorite parts about going to a Duck Donut store too.
Thanks.
Um, and was it hard to get the business going? I know you said that a little bit that it was hard at first. But is it like still challenging now to have the business?
Um, yes, it was hard to get started because, as I said, people didn't know who we were, and we were just trying to get figure out our processes, and we knew we figured out a really good donut. But in life, in business, or whatever, if you're passionate about something, I always say persistence and perseverance will rule the day. And if you're really passionate about what you're doing, you'll find success. So yes, that there was difficult times, but we worked through them, and now look. But the issues, the problems never stop. I mean, you're dealing with franchisees now. We're not, we don't run our stores. We sell the franchise to our franchisees. We train them, and they're responsible. Now we keep an eye on it to make sure that they uphold our standards, but you always run into snags here and there. And some people maybe lose interest and are not as interested as what you like them to be, and you try and work things out. So yeah, in any business, you're going to have issues, but we're on top of them.
Yeah. And I heard that you tested recipes at home. Was there a favorite or were there any donut disasters?
I wouldn't say that. Well, in the beginning, they were all disaster. I had in my mind what I liked as a kid, and so we were testing different pre-mixed donuts, and then with that, you had to couple it with the right type of shortening. And there was a lot of trial and error to find the kind of donut that I thought would be appealing. And then from there, once we identified that, we worked with the manufacturer to help uh, really kind of make it our own mix. We altered it, so it was a process, but it was a fun process. Got to eat a lot of donuts.
Yeah. And is your family involved with the business?
A few are. It started out, it was just my family and I, and the friend, but some have gone on to do other things. I have 5 kids. My 2 youngest daughters, they don't want to be in the business. They want to go out and do their own thing, which I think is good. And
Yeah.
and then I have had 2 family members that left to do other things. But I still have a son and a daughter, and a daughter-in-law that are still working here.
And I heard you were opening stores overseas. Are there any particular areas where you would like to see a Duck Donuts where there isn't one?
Well, there's a lot of places there isn't one right now. We just started. We will be opening in Australia, hopefully by the end of this year.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
Saudi Arabia this year. We did open in United Arab Emirates in Dubai. Egypt will be opening this year in
Wow.
Cairo, Canada. So we have more coming. So I would say the world is wide open right now. But someday I would love to. I like to go to all these countries before we open and get a feel for it. I'd love to go to Japan someday and try it there. That would be fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And what are your top 3 flavors?
I have well, cinnamon sugar. It's probably the simplest one, but it's always been my favorite. I love just having a cup of coffee with our cinnamon sugar donut. But
Yeah.
I like vanilla um, coating with coconut and raspberry drizzle, or I like lemon coating with the same, with coconut and raspberry drizzle. They're my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, I love I remember the first 4 donuts I had, which one of them it was like one of my favorites now. I had the cinnamon bun, which I really liked. That one was really good.
Nice.
And I had strawberry frosted with sprinkles, which is like a classic one. And the cool thing with Duck Donuts is there's like so many flavors that like other donut stores don't usually sell. But like I love the frosting that you guys put on it,
Nice.
strawberry. It's so good. It's like just so good to me for some reason. So that one's classic, but it's still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Um, And then I like the sunrise. I recently tried that one. And I think one more that I really liked was actually I liked to customize my own. I thought
Well,
that was
good.
really fun. And I made one that was chocolate icing, and then I think I put Oreo crumbs and caramel drizzle on it.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah. Um, and do you have any donut flavors or recipes or like that you would like to see happen, like that you would like to create?
We do a lot of testing, and I've become very partial to. We have a buttercream that we roll out as a limited time offering. I like that. New ones, we've been trying fruit fillings in the middle of the donut. Cinnamon apple is one of my favorites. But we're still testing. Probably fruits more than anything. I think uh, we'll we'll figure out as we go along and add more of those choices.
And I actually have a few suggestions.
Oh,
If you want that, I was actually I was thinking of something fun I did. Was I tried to make a few suggestions.
right.
Or
I'll write them down.
okay, sure. So my first one was one with it was like vanilla icing, and then you don't have these, I'm pretty sure, but you could like top it with M&Ms and Kit Kats, and then like a chocolate drizzle or like a hot fudge drizzle, like kind of making a candy donut.
We do
Um,
have hot fudge drizzle, but M&Ms and then Kit Kats we have not.
yeah, and then I have one that's caramel pretzel. I thought that maybe you could do like chocolate icing or vanilla icing, and then pretzel like pretzel bits and caramel on top. And then I had one more, but this one was a little bit challenging because I didn't know how to plan it out, but I had cotton candy, but I didn't really know how to do that one.
Well, maybe we can figure that one out.
Yeah. But those are just a
Well, thank
few.
you. I actually the chocolate with caramel and pretzel bits. That's very doable, and that sounds delicious. Actually,
Yeah, thank you.
a little
Yeah,
bit of the salt and the sweet together. That's a good idea.
definitely. Yeah, I love caramel and pretzels. I love a candy bar called Take Five. You may have heard of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it has like all of my favorite like candy things mixed together in it, and it has like pretzel and caramel in it. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
yeah. And are there any other donuts? Are there any like desserts that you like besides donuts? Is there a favorite dessert?
Not a favorite dessert. I love ice cream,
I
and
love it. Yeah.
actually, we started to introduce ice cream in our stores. We have
Yeah.
milkshakes now Sundays, so
I was gonna
so we
say.
got best of both worlds in our store, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I've been meaning. I really want to try soon the ice cream sundae donuts.
Oh,
That's
nice.
so good. And now that you've tackled donuts, what's next for you?
Well, I'm not done tackling donuts, but we have a great team here, and it's allowed me to back off a little bit. And I've been investing in other businesses, and lo and behold, I found an ice cream business that is just it's all natural ingredients. It's called Urban Churn. They churn their ice cream right there for you, and so I've invested in that, and we're hoping that gets to be big as well. So that's pretty neat. Maybe someday it'll be out your way. Who knows?
Yeah, wow, that sounds cool. And my last question is more of a game. So basically, before with my other interviews, I've done kind of little games before. And this
Okay.
thing, I was thinking we can make like a donut. Like all like you can name the icing that, and then I can name the topping, and then you can name
Okay.
the drizzle. I kind of memorized like all the icings and toppings and because I've been there so much and I've looked at the menu so many times. Okay, so you can start by naming like, powdered sugar, cinnamon sugar, or you want to put an icing.
I'll put in a vanilla icing.
Okay. Um, I'll do I'll do coconut.
Now you're following in my footsteps here. All right, coconut, and instead of doing what I usually do, which is raspberry drizzle, I'm going to go with caramel
Ooh, that sounds good. So we did a vanilla
drizzle.
icing donut with caramel drizzle and coconut. Ooh, I like that.
I like that too. In fact, I may try that this week.
Wow, yeah, it sounds good. Well, I want to thank you so much for doing this. It was so fun to talk to you. And Duck Donuts, I love it so much. I love all of their flavors, and I just love going there. I love the smell too. That's one of my favorite
Well,
things.
you know why we continue to do this, because of people like yourself that just really embraced it and enjoy it. So why not make people happy and do as much as you can? So I thank you so much for being a loyal fan of ours, and thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show. You
Oh,
should be very proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I mean, look at you at this age. God only knows what you'll be doing in another 10 years from now. So good luck to you. That's
yeah,
tremendous.
you too. Thank
Thank
you so much.
All right. Best of luck.
You too. Bye. Thank you so much, Mr. DiGilio. It was so interesting to hear about how Duck Donuts came to be. And I'm glad it did, because these are incredible. Well, that's it for today. See you next time on Spotlight.